Okay. Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome to Scary Stories with Daddy. How is everybody doing tonight? It is here. It is time for us to enjoy the luscious voices of the 1940s as they creep us out with their stories. Can everybody hear me? Looks like the chat's working. Let me know if there's any technical issues, as I have been known to go on a rant without noticing that no one can hear what I'm saying. Hey, how's it going, Squid? Oh, it was so great to see. I got to see Bucky and Squid in person last night. Such a treat. And of course, I always love seeing all of your faces whenever I can. But the most important thing is that we all get to hang out online every Wednesday at 9 for SCUM night. I was going to say SCUM movie night, which sometimes it's SCUM movie night, but it's sort of evolved into just SCUM night, of SCUM, some sort of variation on SCUM night. So how's everybody doing? What's up? How's it been? How's everybody doing? Yeah, it only happened one time that it was truly terrible. I didn't even remember what I said that time either. It was, I was just so flustered when I found out I hadn't been audibly heard the whole time. So how's everybody doing? Welcome. I'm really excited for tonight. It takes me less than 5 minutes to straighten my beard. It's like, just search beard straightener on Amazon, 20 bucks, something like that. And the nice thing about a beard straightener is it's not like straightening your hair. I used to have amazing hair, by the way, back when I was not bald, and that's a bitch. But a beard, like, you don't really need it to be like super straight. You just need it to be like shaped, I've never had my beard trimmed. I need to. I have a friend of mine, Mike, who's always pestering me. He's a barber. He's like, yo, dude, let me get at your beard. But the honest truth is I feel like it looks pretty good without needing to be trimmed. I mean, other than like, it just helps give it a nice shape, Yeah, so I would go for it. Yeah, I had really great hair, but I like my look now, and I love the beard. So I never had a beard before I got COVID, and because every time it got itchy, I would just like chop it off, right? So it'd get like, I had like that much of a beard, but then I got COVID and woke up a few days later, and it was kind of past the itchy stage. So I was like, fuck it, I'm not gonna shave for the next few days, because why would I? I'm not gonna see anybody. And at the end of the 3 weeks of quarantine, because I quarantined a little bit longer to make sure I didn't accidentally infect anybody, I was like, wow, I've got kind of a little bit of a beard going, and I just kept rocking and rolling with it, and now I think it's great. I can't imagine not having this beard. When I see, Bucky was saying that last night, and it's true, when I see photos of myself from even like 6 months ago, I'm like, who is that motherfucker? So, yeah, I'm a big fan. Ryan Shelf, obviously, being my beard spo. Yeah, I use beard oil and beard balm for when I straighten it, so that just helps kind of hold it in place. Yeah, Big Daddy vibes, that's what I'm talking about. Bjorn vibes. Yeah, Ryan, it's just good. I think it looks nice. I don't know. So anyways, guys, I wanted to, first off, to say thank you for everybody who's been tuning in every Wednesday, and for all the new people that we have. Cheers to you guys. I really appreciate all of the support, and I love having fun with everybody. So cheers. You are all beautiful. And tonight I'm drinking The Botanist, which is a Scottish gin. If I can get that to focus. Without too much glare. You can see the names of all the plants on it. Awesome gin with a little bit of Fever Tree tonic. So anyways, to everybody who's been supporting SCUM Night since we started, and for all the new people who are new to what we do every Wednesday at 9, I just want to say cheers. And thank you guys so much for your support. It's been amazing. So to you guys, let's drink it up. The shirt is a brand of gin. I got it from my friend Nathan. It was very nice of him, and I look I feel like, you know, white shirts make me look more ripped. So anyways, it's good. And it kind of matches my aesthetic. Piercing blue eyes. Although I don't have blue eyes. How are you doing, Andy? So I want to take a second and actually sell out real quick. I should sell out first by just saying, if you haven't yet, please like and subscribe to the channel. We are closing in on 900 subs, and once we hit 900, I feel like it's going to be a downhill. It's going to happen quick. We're going to get to 1,000. So if you guys can subscribe to the channel, makes a huge difference. If I can get monetized on YouTube, that means I can take a lot more time off to actually focus on creating more content for you guys, and that would be really huge for the channel and for me. So that's always awesome. Another way to sell out, or another thing to sell out, is actually just sharing this video is huge. So if you guys can share this on your social media, and we get more people who join the SCUM family, the more the merrier. It's always a lot more fun when we have a lot of people. So those are the first two things. Ah, look, Mako's here. Mako. Hey, how's it going, buddy? Everybody loves it when you decide to show up. He doesn't always show up. There's definitely a lot of weeks go by where he's not here, but there he is. So this is quality content. Pretty sure I just gained like another 15 subscribers just because the cat was here. I love him. He is my best friend. Anyways, cue cards. I don't know what that means. High Tide. Nice. Well, shout outs to you. Anyways, what I was going to actually sell out on, if you don't know, I do music as Vulture Culture. That's what Vulture Culture originally meant, and now it's kind of just become my brand for everything that I do. So I want to take a second here and just show you guys vaultcult.bandcamp.com. And so this is where you can get all of my music, and there's actually quite a bit. I think if I scroll over here, you can see all of the albums that I've done over the past 10 years. So approximately one album a year for a while. But you'll notice there's a bunch of this other stuff here that doesn't show up in my discography. So what's going on here? Well, if you go to vaultcult.bandcamp.com/cult, or just click on the cult tab here, this was the original incarnation of the cult. Now I'm logged in, so you're kind of saying like my version where I could like post stuff, you know, but what's really cool about this is there's a lot of exclusive music I release only to people who are part of the cult. And the cult on Bandcamp is $3 a month, so approximately the cost of a cup of coffee. And there's a whole lot of cool stuff, like the club mixes of my most recent album, Reclaiming Our Humanity, are only available through here. All of the instrumental versions of my music, like what we're listening to right now, is available through here. But there's also a whole lot of tracks that are, let's see if I can scroll back. So here's a track, Before My Heart Turned Black, that's exclusive, that isn't released yet. Earlier on, we were listening to Through the Dark, the right before the stream started. That was the song playing, the instrumental version of that. That's available right now. And yeah, so there's just a lot of cool stuff, a lot of releases, bonus tracks. I have a whole album that is subscriber only called The Killing Horizon over here. And yeah, so I just want to say real quick, you know, I don't think everybody always knows that I do music still, so I thought, what the hell, I might as well just promo this real quick. I'm sure most of the people watching this video live know that I do music, but for someone who might stumble upon this video later, vaultcult.bandcamp.com, that's where you can get all of the music I've done over the years. And yeah, so that's just something I wanted to say before we got started with tonight's stuff. So I didn't notice Megas just flopped out. I appreciate that, Jackie. Yeah, I put a lot of effort into the song Through the Dark. It's a personal song to me about when we lose people that we love. And yeah, so it's been really great to finally get that song finished. I've been working on it for a couple of years now. And like I said, it's available if you guys want. Voltcult.bandcamp.com. And it's just another way that you guys can support me. And by the way, I know a lot of the people who watch this support me on Bandcamp, and I just wanted to say thank you guys very much. It makes a huge difference when people check out my music. That's my thing. You'll notice all these synthesizers around me. I love making music, so it's always been my first passion. Hey, how's it going, Eric? Hey, how's it going? Is that Justin Toki? That's you, right, Justin? How's it going, Justin? How's it going, everybody? I love you guys. So, I think we have killed enough time to let everybody show up and we can begin the stream. So tonight, for those of you guys who don't know, what we're doing is we're listening to some radio plays from the 1940s. And we're going to be listening to Quiet Please this time around. And they are a sort of like a pre-Twilight Zone, because Twilight Zone started, I think, in 1959. So this is like more than 10 years before that. And the radio drama. So if you weren't here for the first radio drama night, what it is it's audio only. So it's going to be a little bit fun or interesting for me to, I'm going to try maybe to type a little bit more than to talk, so I don't accidentally talk over the stuff. Bye, Mako. But yeah, I think it's a lot of fun, and apparently these are really good from everything I've heard. That this, the one in particular, what's it called? The Thing on the Horrible Board. That is supposed to be like legendarily good. So I've been really excited for this since we did the first radio drama night. And so, hey, how's it going, Ryan? So yeah, and of course, hello, Artie. I love Artie. So I think it is time for us to begin the show.
Mutual Broadcasting System presents the first of a series of new and unusual dramatic programs, written and directed by Wyllis Cooper and featuring Ernest Chappell. Quiet, please.
I love the sound of these, like the noise and the grit and the warble.
Quiet, please. 6,800 feet above sea level. A little house, maybe 20 feet long, 15 feet wide. It's made of corrugated iron sheets with a high peaked roof. It sort of hangs over the edge of the mountaintop, with nothing but the spikes of pine trees stretching all the way down to Pasadena, better than a mile below you. Do you ever get out to California? Well, if you do, go up there sometime and take a look at that little house.
How's it going, Steve?
But look at it through the fence that surrounds it. That's far enough. Through the fence. You go out Foothill Boulevard toward Pasadena, but you turn off on Angeles Crest Highway.
That is one seriously perverted bitch.
Just keep on driving uphill, and you get there.
Thank you, Gaetano.
The top of Mount Wilson is the end of the highway. You ever look through a big telescope at the sky at night, at the things up there? Things so far away you sprain your brain just trying to imagine how far away they are. With nothing between you and them, billions and billions of miles of nothing. I don't know what it does to you, but brother, I freeze. Listen, do you know there are holes in the sky? No, I mean it. I've seen them. There's a thing in the constellation Andromeda. No, wait a minute. I'm not going to get technical with you. Just listen. There's this thing, astronomers call it the Horsehead Nebula. You know what it is? It's a hole. It's a great big patch of nothing. Just nothing. There aren't any stars there. There's just a hole. No, nobody knows anything about it. Astronomers look at it, they take pictures of it, and there it stays. There it is now and tomorrow and the next day and 1,000,000 years from now. And it's been there always. Yes, it has. It's so far away that what you see now is the way it looked 1 billion years ago. Before there was anybody to see it from.
Space is weird.
And there's lots more of those places. So what's all this got to do with a little house up on top of Mount Wilson? I'll tell you.
The music is so good, isn't it?
This was quite some time ago. I've been living in California.
Yes, that is part of the radio play audio,
Had a
Jackie.
nice little place near Venice.
I know it's a little annoying. Hopefully it'll go away, but that's just part of an old recording from the 1940s.
And it wasn't bad living alone, waking up in the middle of the night hearing the Southern Pacific laugh.
Not all of the radio plays have that noise, I'm sure about that. We're going to listen to 3.
Listening to a dog howling way out across the valley.
By the way, this one's called Nothing Behind the Door.
I don't get back to sleep so easy these days. Well, these people from Cleveland were out there, Aldo Minucci and Hugh Grant. We used to be great friends, Aldo and Hugh and I.
Hugh
so
Grant.
Nothing would do, but they'd come to stay with me. Well, it was all right. I had a Dodge convertible. The boys got quite a kick out of California. That's how we came to go up to Mount Wilson that day. Aldo
Sonic,
and Hugh
that was
had
definitely
been,
Gaetano.
Looking around for odd places. They had some ideas. So one day we were having breakfast, and they were looking at an automobile club bulletin. Aldo said, let's go to Mount Wilson. So we did. I've been up there once before. You know how it is in California. I knew everything. Well, I thought I knew everything. I found out different. We were inside the big dome where the 100-inch telescope is. It's like being inside a giant's watch. The telescope is in the middle, a big spidery framework with ladders climbing all over it up under this dome. The tourists stand on the kind of a catwalk around the edge while the astronomer explains as much as he thinks the apple knockers will understand.
Fuck
There was just a
spiders.
few of us that day standing close to a little kind of pulpit, listening with our mouths open. Yeah, it is like a pulpit. I got to thinking that day how the astronomer looked like a priest up there. Nice old white-haired fellow, like a priest. And I was thinking he was talking about the heavens, too. I'd seen it all before, but my mouth was as wide open as Hugh's and Aldo's.
And the Earth is moving through space, too. It moves around the sun at the rate of about 18.5 miles per second. So therefore, you see, we must, in order to keep this telescope
That is
focused
one seriously perverted
on the celestial
bitch.
objects we are observing,
The Spider Faction, thank you very much for your generous donation.
the telescope itself, as you will observe, is controllable in any direction by this motor. Watch it at the face.
What a wonderfully discordant chord.
Notice the motion of the telescope. And the final
That
movement,
is one
the
seriously
rotation
perverted
of the
bitch.
entire dome exactly synchronized with the speed of the Earth through space. Watch through the shutters of
Adam Eats Pace, thanks for the 111.
Look across. Look outside. We ain't
Ryan, thank you
moving.
very much for buying that
Guy's
shirt.
gone by.
Appreciate it.
Look at you. I see it. It's an optical illusion, Aldo.
No, it's not an optical illusion. In relation to space, this spot we are on is standing still. Through these motions here in the dome, the mirror of the telescope is kept aimed exactly at one spot far out in space.
What's space, mister?
It's nothing.
What about the air?
You're a few miles of air, my friend, and then nothing.
Huh. Well, stars.
Yes, stars, and the places where there are no stars.
In the places that there are no stars.
My skin twitched a little when he said that.
I appreciate it,
Places
Ryan.
where there are no stars. Did yours? Well, the show was over. We went outside into the sunlight. We walked across the long wooden bridge. There's a deep gully in front of the dome. And down a little path past the thing they call a coelostat. A small dome on legs about 100 feet high. Thing they study the sun and sunspots and things like that with. And it was quiet up there along toward the middle of the afternoon. There was a chill in the air. We were just talking. It's an odd place, and you get kind of impressed. The people impress you. The astronomers. They live up there all by themselves. They look at the sky. They see things. You always get the feeling they know a lot more than they're telling. Like doctors. Like priests. I said that, didn't I? Well, that's what they like.
You guys have really figured out this with the names here, just to confuse me. Always the favorite. Thank you very much for ordering that t-shirt, whoever you are.
Hey, how about a beer before we start down, huh?
A beer? That's for me.
Can you get a hard liquor up here, Ross?
No, I don't think so. Anyway, I wouldn't want to drink not with all that mountain road ahead of me.
No, sir. Don't take that drink, Ross. I don't want to ride that road with nobody's had a drink of liquor. Maybe
He does sound like Shatner, doesn't he?
Oh, no, wait a minute. Beer won't hurt me.
Hey, what's this fence for?
Huh? I never noticed that before.
That's quite a fence. I have a hard time getting over that.
What would you want to get over it for?
I don't know. What do you suppose is on the other side where they got this heavy fence?
I don't see anything. Except that
His name is Wyllis Cooper.
Stilts.
Yeah, funny looking place.
Oh no, Ernest Chappell was the show's
Is it a
announcer.
gate?
Oh, come on. Let's get a beer.
No, I want to look at this, Ross.
Probably they got something valuable in there.
Sure, scientific instruments or something. This place is all full of that stuff.
Hey, look. Sign.
Huh?
Where?
Here.
Oh, come on.
Oh, wait. What's it say?
The public is forbidden to pass beyond this fence under severe penalty.
At all?
Yeah.
What do you suppose they got in that place?
That is one
I don't
seriously
care.
perverted
Hey,
bitch.
there's a door up at the end of that trestle. Maybe we could get back and
Thank
get in
you,
through that other shed where the
whoever you
puppet
are.
starts, huh?
What do you want to go in there for? Oh, come on. We got to get
Oh,
going.
I'm just curious. You know what I mean. Place might come in handy.
Oh, yeah.
See? Especially if they keep everybody out like this.
But the thing must be full of stuff, like Ross said, scientific stuff.
Yeah, might be, might not be. Hey, here comes that fellow that made the spiel up there.
No, ask him. He'd know.
Yeah, he won't tell you.
Oh, we'll find out. Hey, fella.
Oh, yeah?
Hey.
Were you talking to me?
Yeah. What's in that funny-looking building?
Over there?
Nothing. Yeah?
What's the idea of the fence then?
We don't want people to go in there.
Oh, I'd sure like to see what's in it.
Said there's nothing in there.
You sure, mister?
There's a whole lot of nothing in this.
Could we get a pass to go in there, maybe?
The space between
You saw the
stars.
sign, didn't you? Yeah, it said something about the penalty of the law.
You didn't read it very carefully.
He didn't read it. I did.
Read it again.
Wait. The public forbidden to pass beyond this fence under severe penalty. See?
I see what he means. He didn't say anything about the law.
Ah, that's right. Well, then, there are other penalties. Ah. Tough guy, huh?
No, not at all.
Well, what does it mean then?
I'll give you a little friendly advice. I wouldn't try to find out if I were you.
Oh, is that so?
Yes. Do you really know what's in there, mister?
Yes.
What?
Nothing. Okay, lads. Let's go get that beer.
Let's go get that beer. Cheers. Cheers to that, you
of course, you
guys.
know it was up your way ahead of me. My Cleveland pals weren't in California just for a vacation. There was a
What if,
bank
like, the
I'd had my
horror
eye
of
on
this
for a
is, like,
while
the
out in Pacific
nothingness
Palisade. It wasn't the first bank
space and
that
time or
Grant and I
something.
worked a deal on. I didn't go much for this place up on Mount Wilson with nothing in it and a fence around it. Aldo and Hugh, well, after all, could you find a better place to stash away some dough? Nobody could get in, they said. And if we could, well, so I bought the idea finally. And to make a long story short, we took, I think it was $53,000 out of the bank. 53, 54. Now, what's the difference? All gone now. It's a long drive from Pacific Palisades over Sunset Boulevard, then up Beverly Glen to the valley, through Venice to Sunland, down past the sanitarium on Foothill Boulevard to where you turn off on the Angeles Crest Highway.
By the way, this
The long
radio
drive
play
took me at 1 o'clock in the morning.
originally was in
That was when we pulled
1947,
out
so
of
everybody
Pacific
knows.
Palisades. It was summer. after you turn on the mountain road, you're not allowed to smoke. You see, a fire warden might come along, and those guys can tell somebody smoking in the car a half mile off. They throw you in the can for it, forest fire.
You're not allowed to smoke in your car? What the hell?
No, we didn't want anybody stopping us. It was risky enough anyway, because practically nobody ever drives up there late at night. Well, early in the morning, I mean. Well, we didn't meet anybody. All three of us were jittery with no cigarettes. That road. Stuffing up in daylight. Oh, in the dark. It was 4:30 when we got to the top. The hotel was dark.
I know, Annie. It's crazy.
What the sky? It was just like solid with stars. Why you could put in and reach up and touch it. I remember the old guy on the 100-inch dome. Nothing between us and the stars. And down below, well, if you've ever been up there at night, you know what I mean. Just like looking down at stars. The lights are 17, 18, 19 pounds. Pasadena, Los Angeles, Hollywood, Van Nuys, San Fernando, Culver City, Santa Monica. It makes my hair stand on end when I think of it. And I haven't seen it for, never mind how many years. Well,
George, how's it going, brother? It's been too long.
Stumbled through the pitch dark.
I agree, Hussey. I was on your side of that debate, but no one listens to me.
Brother, that'd be a fall. You still couldn't risk a cigarette. It was dark. Hugh Grant was in front.
I can't with the Hugh Grant. That's fucking hilarious.
Hugh had a pair of those big string wire cutters that would go through a steel cable. All of a sudden, he bumps into the fence.
Ouch. What's the matter? The fence.
Hey, where are you?
Stand still, will you?
Dark.
Shut up. Listen for a minute. Hear anything?
No.
No?
See anything?
No?
Look.
What?
The dome over there.
You see somebody?
No. Them two big windows up there. But that big round dome looks like somebody watching us.
Sure does.
No, cut it out. I'm going to try to fence
What
it.
if that's something
The
watching them?
flashlight?
No. I wish we what?
Nah, forget it. I just don't like that place.
Get out of the way.
Want some help you?
Just keep out of the way. Wait. Hear anything?
What was that?
Wire made enough noise to...
All right. I'll try another strand. See if you can slide under there, one of you.
Me. No, can't make it yet.
I'll try another. Look out for your arm there.
What is that
Now
sound?
try.
Wait till I take off my coat. All right, now, let's see.
How about it?
He's through.
All right. Go ahead.
Me?
You.
All right. Cut another strand, Hugh.
Make it now.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Where are you, Aldo?
Right here. Come on, Joe. Hey, slide the briefcases through first.
Coming up. Got him.
Got it.
Here I come. All set?
All set.
I'm all set. I'm as all set as I ever will be, I figure. I don't like any part of this place. I don't like the dark. I don't like the stars up above us. I don't like the lights down below. I don't like the silence. I don't like climbing around the top of a mountain with nothing under me but thin air for a mile or more.
That
All
sounds
I can hear is
horrific.
Hugh and Aldo in front of me, cracking through the weeds, cursing when one of them whacks a shin against a sharp rock. And all I can see is two black shapes in front of me. The blacker shape, that's the building, the little house with nothing in it. Aldo and Hugh are panting. 6,800 feet, you know. Your breath is pretty short. It's tough going, especially when you're dragging a briefcase full of money, too. And you're scared and sweating and tired. And then all of a sudden, we're under the building, alongside one of the struts that hold up the little trestle.
Loose me up, Aldo.
Aldo boosts him up. He was a little guy. He's spry. A lot sprier than I am up there a mile in the air, and I guess he's not as scared as I am. So I look up, and he's sprawling on the trestle with 9 million stars behind him, reaching down to me.
Grab my hand, Russ.
I
I wonder if there's 9 million stars
They made it
over
either.
here.
Here we are in a second. Aldo's up there with us.
Keep quiet a minute and rest. I'm knocked out.
Yeah. You hear anything, Joe?
Just the wind. Ross.
No, I thought I heard something. Guess it's just the wind.
Listen. It's the wind.
No way, it's just the wind.
Well,
No way.
So we stood up. So Hugh walked the rest of the way down the little trestle. We followed him.
I like that the
stumbling over
session
the
top
planks.
tip is still Gaetano Weed's
There was
face.
the door. We rattled the bar on it. It was padlocked. So you took the big cutters and you wrenched away at the bar. We shivered there in the cold, waiting to see if anybody heard us. There wasn't a sound. So you tried again. And the bar fell off. We kept still for another minute. And then
open the door. Hey, where's the flashlight?
Wait.
Nobody can see us. Put your fingers over it and turn it in there.
Okay. I don't see anything.
Well, the guy said there was nothing in there.
I can't see a thing. Open up the light a little more.
I got it open. It's all black in there.
There's something the matter with the light.
Oh, there ain't. Look.
Turn that light off me.
Well, look now when I shine it inside.
The dick monster's definitely a dick.
Nothing.
Well, there's got to be something in there.
Nothing, the man said.
Can't even see the floor.
Well, I'll find out if there's anything in there.
No, don't go in. Can't tell what's liable to be.
Well, look out. I'll toss a briefcase in.
No. Throw the wire cutters in.
Oh, where are they?
Here.
Mother might, look out, will you? Keep still. You'll wake up the dead. Well, nobody heard us, I guess. A shot with luck tonight, no kidding. I'll give you them cutters.
Here.
Shine the light in there. Sure can't see anything, can you?
Throw 'em in.
Get out of the doorway. Keep the light in there.
Go ahead. Throw 'em against the far wall.
All right. Look out.
Where'd they go?
Tossed them hard enough to bounce. Move the light around. I can't see a thing.
I can't either. There ought to be. The light just kind of seems to...
Oh, cut it out. There's probably some kind of stuff on the floor. Powdered. Maybe they fell into it. Here, stand to one side, Ross.
What are you going to do?
I'm going in to look around. You got a gun, Aldo?
Just this little 32.
All right, come on. Russ, you stay here and watch and listen.
I wouldn't go in there, Hugh.
Nobody asked you to. I'm going. Come on, Aldo.
Now listen, you.
You've got the screaming Mimi's, too.
Rip
Come on
you
with that
right.
gun. There's nothing in there.
Look, Hugh. Come on, let's get out of here.
Oh, shut up. Yeah. Might as well take the dough, too. We can stick it in there. Well, go ahead, Aldo, with the light.
You go first.
All right. Now stand there and keep your ears.
Hey, Hugh. Where are you? Can't see him.
Listen, Aldo, don't go in there.
I got to. Hey, Hugh.
Don't do it, Aldo.
Hugh. Where are you?
Listen, Aldo.
Keep your eyes and ears open now. We'll be right back.
Your eyes
Hey,
and
Hugh.
ears open.
You all right? I'm coming in, Hugh. Hugh.
Aldo.
What's in there? Hey, Hugh. Okay, Ross. Something's the matter with him. Here I come. Hugh. I'm gonna...
Hugh. Hey, Hugh. Aldo. Hey, what's in there, you two? Hugh.
I can see you. You can stand up now. They won't come out, I assure you. Come on, son, stand up.
I've got a gun.
No, you haven't. Stand up.
When my friends come out,
They're not coming out, my friend. Stand up. You wouldn't believe me when I told you.
what's in there? What's in there, I said?
I told you there's nothing behind that door.
My friends went in there.
They're not there now. There's nothing in there. You understand me? There's nothing in there.
Listen.
No, you listen. No, I suppose it'll do no good to tell you.
Hey,
Tell
Bucky.
me what?
I'd better show you.
Show me what?
Come with me.
No.
Come with me.
I won't. You got it. Wait. Wait for me. Across the little trestle, away from the door he closed on my friends. Through another door. Into a long shed in the dark. And I was glad I couldn't see the stars. Out another door at the end of the shed. Down a path past the celostat, reaching up into the sky, shining in the starlight, looking like one of those visitors from Mars you heard about on the radio. Across the little wooden bridge with the two eyes of the 100-inch dome staring down at me and a cold wind coming up the other side of the mountain. Up the ramp into the dome itself. And up the iron stairs.
Follow me.
A little yellow light at the head of the stairs, and then out on the catwalk in the dark with the floor 40 feet below us. Up another ladder. My legs are getting tired. Up.
Follow me.
Up another dizzy ladder.
Weak
And
ass
another.
legs.
And across another spidery walk.
Here. Sit in this seat.
I can't speak. My throat is dry. My legs are trembling. I'm icy cold in that great dome out far above the floor. I can't tell you.
Sit still. You won't fall.
Sit
Still, I said. You'll have to be sure.
Hard to know, George.
Magnetic declination. You can look now.
Look. At what?
Look through the telescope.
No.
Look, son. What do you see?
Stars. Millions of stars.
Wait. Look again. What do you see?
Nothing. Nothing.
What? Now?
Stars again. Millions. No, a black cloud.
Now?
Nothing.
That nothing you see is 1,000,000 light years away.
What is it?
There's nothing there to see. My friend, there are scores of places in this universe where there's nothing. Far places, near places. You understand what I mean?
Is that what you meant when you said...
When I said there's nothing behind that door? Yes.
Well, where...
Your friends? Your misguided friends? I don't know. Perhaps. Take your eye from the telescope. Wait. Look now, if you dare.
Well, what?
Look.
Yes.
That was some loud
You
nothing.
guess what I saw. You guess what I saw clawing through black clouds of nothing. You guess what eyes I saw. I saw nothing. Yes, the little house is still there on Mount Wilson. You can go look at it if you want to. But don't go too close. Maybe somebody will tell you it's just a place where they store equipment. Maybe. Why do they keep the door locked then? Well, just one other thing. Don't you go around opening doors you don't know anything about. There might be nothing behind one of them.
Wow. Talk about, like...
You've just heard Quiet Please, which is written and directed by Wyllis Cooper. The man who talked to you is Ernest Chappell.
And the man who
I
played
was thinking that the
Aldo
whole
Minucci is
time,
Martin Lawrence.
George, like, especially when they were getting to the door, I was like, I gotta sample this.
The music was composed and played by Gene Palazzo. And now for a word about Quiet Please for next week, here is our writer-producer, Wyllis Cooper. Bill?
I've written what I think is an exciting and unusual love story for next
I'm done
week,
listening to you.
We'll welcome as our guest
That was really good, though. Like,
I
I think that definitely had, like, the audio quality was a little rough. I definitely had trouble understanding them at points, but it was, especially in the later half, I felt like I was able to pay attention more to what they were saying and get it going. But hopefully with this next one will be, the audio quality will be a little bit better. But yeah, it's very Twilight Zone Annie, and just definitely very, I don't know. I really liked it, though. Okay, so let's see. We're starting the thing on the Forble board. We've got the organ still, so that's awesome. But it sounds like we don't have that repetitive looping noise, so hopefully we'll be able to understand this one better. Oh, really? That's helpful. The thing on the Forble board.
The Mutual Broadcasting System presents Quiet Please, which is written and directed by Wyllis Cooper and which features Ernest Chappell. Quiet Please for tonight is called The Thing on the Forble Board.
A little late with typing that.
Me, I'm a roughneck. Well, I was a roughneck, 20 years ago. A little too old, too slow now. Besides, I got $1 now. I don't have to be a roughneck, you see.
What's
married,
a roughneck?
got a nice
Is that
home.
a redneck?
Have to meet my wife. Hey, Mike. Her name's Maxine, but she likes to be called Mike. Mike! I guess she's busy out in the kitchen someplace. Besides, she doesn't hear very well. Shame, too. She's so pretty and everything. Well, you'll meet her. Sit down. I was saying I was a roughneck.
She can't hear too good because she's pretty nice.
No, that doesn't mean exactly what you think it means. A roughneck is an oil field worker, specifically a guy in a drilling crew.
Thank you for explaining it to me.
Call a section hand on
1940s
the
radio
railroad, a
drama.
gandy dancer, a garage hand, a grease monkey. Same time you work around a drilling crew for a while, you're going to be a roughneck in every sense of the word, boy. A derrick floor or a Forble board's no place for a guy with a bow tie. Because when you have to fool around with drilling holes that go farther down the ground than it is from the top of Pike's Peak down to sea level, sure they do. The time I was a roughneck, we got this one well down to 7,313 feet. That was a record. But last May, Pure Oil brought one in out in the Natrona Valley in Wyoming at 14,309 feet. That, friend, is almost 3 miles. Quite a hole, that, huh?
Quite a hole.
Sure, I don't think there's an oil man in the world that don't wonder one time or another what's down there, besides rock and oil and gas. Oil that's made out of trees that died 20 million years ago.
Smooth brain.
Oil that's made out of dinosaur bones. Oil that's maybe made out of the flesh and blood of men, maybe, that beat each other to death with a stone axe, ate saber-toothed tiger for lunch.
I never thought that.
Yeah, you get to wondering. You look at the cores that come up from way down there, and sometimes the little shells, trilobites mostly, that was alive when Manhattan Island, where New York is, was under half a mile of ice.
This is definitely a better
We found
audio
something once,
quality
me
on
and
this one.
Billy Grunwald, and something found us.
This is from 1948.
I'll tell you
by the
about
way.
it. We were down to around 5,400 feet. We'd set casing. We began to get water, so we had to stop drilling and cement off. Well, you see, when water begins to seep in the hole, you pull your drill pipe, then you let down a cementing shoe inside the casing, and you plug up the bottom of the hole, casing and all, with quick hardening waterproof cement.
I'm just so
Then when it's hard, you
perverted.
drill through the cement and go on down, and the cement outside the casing at the bottom keeps the water out.
I can't help but think.
We had the drill
drilling
pipe all pulled and cracked. The
pipes,
cement was setting,
holes.
see? So we was shut down, waiting for it to harden. We'd been coring just before. You see, a core drill is hollow. And as the bit digs down, it stuffs the drillings up inside it, so when you pull it out, you got a sample of the kind of stuff you're going through. And a geologist can tell a lot from that.
A lot of sexual.
So there's nobody around the rig except me that night. The rest of the crew's going into town. I was toasting some pork chops over the porch for my supper. I heard a car pulling up. Look out, it's Billy Grunwald, the geologist, and I give him a hello. Hi, Billy, come and have a pork chop.
Hi, Porky. Where's everybody?
Yeah, all went to town. I'm the whole crew.
Yeah.
I had 3 blowouts between here and Oxnard.
Yeah, I wondered where you was. Ted said you'd be in here about 3.
Yeah, I would have been, except for my tough luck. Oh, I'm dead.
Yeah, hungry?
Starved.
Yeah, I got 7 pork chops. And bread. And some coffee, kind of.
Swell.
7
Yeah, I
pork
got a
chops
bottle in the
is
car.
awesome.
We're going to have a banquet.
Hey, where's that core? That's what I came up here to look at.
Yeah, back there on the bench. Look at it after supper.
Hey,
What?
didn't you say you were all alone here?
Jesus Christ. I love you guys
I
so
thought
much.
I heard somebody talking.
I don't see anybody. If you keep an eye on that pork chop, you won't have any supper.
Yeah, I'm watching it.
Yeah, let me put the coffee on. Like so.
When'd you finish cementing?
This morning, last tower only made about 10 feet of holes, so Ted shut down before we get flooded out of house and home.
What's funny about that water?
How?
Oughtn't to be any at that level, according to my figuring.
Well, there is.
Is it salt?
Sure, right out of the bottom of the ocean.
Water's salty.
Funny. Well, maybe I'll be able to tell something from the core.
Salty
Yeah, I hope
liquid.
so. Well, last core I looked at, I'd have sworn we were getting into shale.
You need to
Seen
pump
none
those
yet.
numbers up.
From the cuttings.
It's funny.
Yeah, the thing.
Here, your
Roughneck
pork chops
addiction.
done. Yeah, take some bread.
Yeah, thanks. Oh, man.
Oh,
Good,
God.
huh? Yeah, put on another. I had 2 already before you come.
Yeah, much obliged.
Before you come,
Yeah, you never can tell what's down there.
pork
You get
chop
it all
slurping
mapped
noises.
and plotted out, all the straighter. And all you know is what comes out of the
50
hole.
Shades of Roughnecking.
Yeah, I'd like to go down there sometime if I was little enough.
Never get you down a hole.
Yeah, you'd fit. You're skinny.
I'll stay up here and look at the cores, bud. Where is that one?
Behind you. Over there.
Oh,
You'd fit
well,
in
I'll
any
have a
hole.
look at it.
This is
Why don't you wait till you
awesome.
finish your supper?
I'm just going to look at it. Put on another pork chop for me.
Okay.
Too good.
Well,
This is
we've got a
amazing.
screech owl to keep.
What's the matter?
Hey, wait a minute, Porky.
Well, why did...
Listen.
What's eating you?
You know, I'd have sworn there's somebody up there in that portable board.
Ah, you're crazy. There's nobody up there.
Getting against those stands of drill pipe.
Ah, they're just rack crooked. One of them slipped. Come on back and eat your pork chop.
The drill pipe.
Yeah, I guess so. Only
Ah, what you so jittery about, Billy? Come on, eat your sandwich. Here.
Yeah, well, thanks, Porky. I don't know.
Porky.
I'm just naturally that way, I guess. I'm always scared of the dark. Doggone it, I hate to be a baby, but I can't help it.
Scared of the dark? Honest?
Stupid, ain't it?
Oh, I don't know. Everybody's scared of something. Me? Spiders scare the tar out of me.
Spiders do suck.
Oh.
Snakes
I know
are
how you
worse,
feel,
though.
Billy.
There another light over here?
Yeah. Here.
Ah. Oh. That's better. Hey, listen, Porky. Go out to the car and look in the left-hand door pocket and bring back that bottle, will you? That's what I need.
Okay,
Straight
kid.
ass daddy.
Okay. So I picked up a flashlight. I turned around and went outside. I found a car.
This guy's
And I
voice
got
is
the bottle.
awesome.
And the floor of the derrick was all lit up. And when I saw a beam of light suddenly flash up toward the forward board, and
That's
I
awesome,
laughed.
Ryan.
Billy Grunwald and his ideas. Sure, I looked up. There wasn't a darn thing up there except the drill pipe racked against the fingerboard. Oh, this forward
Drill
board.
pipe by
Well-
the fingers.
You've seen oil derricks or pictures of them? Do you know that little platform that runs around the outside of the derrick about halfway up? Well, that's the forward board. Well, you see, drill pipe comes in lengths, and you handle them with several lengths screwed together so as to save time getting them in and out of the hole. 2 lengths is a double, 3 is a triple, 4 is a fourble. When you pull the pipe, you heist it up inside the derrick with a traveling block, which moves up and down from the crown block at the top of the derrick.
How many
Then when
fourbles we got in the
a pipe is
chat?
pulled out, it's held in the rotary table. You break the joint with tongs, like a great big Stilton wrench, you see. Snub a cable that's fastened to the handle over the cathead on the drawworks, and that breaks the joint. Then you hold the tongs on the pipe, give the rotary table a few turns to unscrew it. You heist away with the traveling block and swing it over against the fingerboard, lean it against the derrick. The guy up on the fourble board takes off the traveling block. You do it all over again till you got all the pipe out, you see? Well, there wasn't anybody up on the fourble board except a screech owl, and it flew away. So Billy turned his light off, and I come on inside. And just as I come up the steps, he let out a yell.
Yay!
What's the matter? What's the matter, Billy?
Hey, come here. Look here.
Well, what's it?
Look, Porky.
Where did you find that?
Now, listen, Porky, I give you my word. That was embedded in the core.
Why, it couldn't be.
I tell you it was. Look where I dug it out. Hey, you know what? That rock there comes from a mile underground. And it's been a mile underground for 1,000,000 years. And look at this.
Cheers, guys.
And I did look. And what he was holding was a gold ring. And it was all carved and filigreed just like jewelry. And there wasn't any kidding about it. It was real.
It was real.
No, wait a minute. Hang on, I ain't done. I poked at the core of rock that looked like a kind of petrified salami or something. And then it was my turn to pretty near jump out of my pants.
Petrified.
Because right alongside the place where Billy dug out the ring, there was a mud-covered but very unmistakable finger. I picked it up, and it was cold, and it was heavy, and it was solid rock.
It was thick.
At least it felt like solid rock. And I looked at Billy, and Billy looked at me. He started to rub the mud off this here stone finger. And as he rubbed it,
so
it
erotic.
began to disappear. No, he could still feel it, he said, but when the mud was gone, neither one of us could see it. And he dropped it to the derrick floor. It went clunk, and we couldn't find it any place. So you know what we done? Well, we took that bottle and we took and finished it, Billy and me. We finished it in one slug apiece, and it was a full pint of bathtub gin. It tasted just like so much well water to me.
I love that they're drinking gin, too.
That is one seriously perverted bitch.
High Tide, or whoever's trolling
And
High
then we
Tide,
sat down on
thank
the
you.
derrick floor and we looked at each other. We didn't say a word. My eyes got heavier and heavier. The last thing I remember was I heard some kind of noise that seemed to be coming up from on the fourble board 80 feet above us. I shut my eyes a minute. I guess I went to sleep. And I had awful dreams. Black widow, spiders crawling all over me with gold rings on their legs. Things I could hear but I couldn't see up on the fourble board. Billy Grunwald climbing up the ladder outside the derrick in the moonlight. Faces looking at me. I couldn't figure out who they were. Then I was waked up by a horrible scream. A crash alongside me that shook the whole derrick. I opened my eyes to see Billy Grunwald lying on the floor 2 feet away with a broken neck. With
A broken
neck.
roughneck, actually.
And his left hand, well, he put the gold ring on the little finger of his left hand, and the way his arms were spread out, his left little finger and the ring were gone. Well, friend, I got out of there. I run down to where Billy had left his car, and I got in. I stepped on the starter, and I couldn't get it to go, and then I remembered after I pretty near run down the battery that Billy had taken a key. I wasn't going up there and go through a dead man's clothes to get it. So I sat there in the car and shivered all by myself till daylight.
Oh, that sound is horrible. Ow.
And then Ted and the crew came. Afterwards, a state cop and everybody in the world was asking me questions.
Did you and Billy have a fight, Porky?
I told you we didn't, Ted.
But you had been drinking.
We only had that little pint, Ted.
Well, what was he doing up on the foible board? Did you threaten him, and did he run up there to get away from you?
Listen, cop, don't be a chump. Billy Grunwald and I were good friends.
Then why'd you push him off the foible board?
I didn't, I tell you. I wasn't up there.
Oh, what did he go up there for?
I don't know. I was asleep.
How do you know he was up there?
I didn't say he was. You said so. Besides, how would he break his neck if he didn't fall from way up there?
Well, look, officer. I think it was just another accident. I mean, we haven't got anything on Porky, and personally, I don't believe he did it.
Well, it's mighty mysterious.
So it is. But we got work to do. Now, how about it? That cement's hard down there, and I want to start drilling again, and I'm short-handed. Will you let Porky stay here till I run in my pipe again, and, well, then you can take him and ask him questions till you're blue in the face.
Well,
Okay. Let's get rolling. You got steam up, Happy? I'm all set. All right. Porky, you go from the foible board.
What? Not me, Ted.
Oh, don't be such a boob. There's nobody up there to shove you overboard. And you can put a
Don't be
safety
such
line
a
around you if you
boob.
want to. And besides, you're getting paid to do what you're told. I've lost too much time already. Come on, get going.
I'm just here for the organ. So good.
So, okay, I go up on the foible board. And you can bet I took a good gander around before I did anything else. Now I couldn't see a thing. So I signaled to the driller to let down the traveling block, and he did. Came sailing down from up above. I was just reaching for it to pick up the first foible of drill pipe. Gave a big jerk, and the cable broke. It dropped and nearly pulled me off the foible board. And it landed right on top of Ted. And if you have any idea what a guy looks like after 2 tons of metal land on him from 80 feet up, you keep your ideas to yourself.
Jesus.
Well, that was enough. 2 accidents in a row. The whole crew quit. They wasn't going to wait for a third. And it was Ted's money that was paying off. There wasn't any more, and as far as I know, the abandoned derrick is still there. And that was 20 years ago. Oh, I forgot to tell you something. That traveling block was right in front of my face when it broke loose. It was hanging by steel cable, 3/4-inch steel cable. And I saw that cable break right before my eyes. Looked just like a piece of string when you snap it between your fingers. I could almost see the fingers. You know what? There was something up there on the foible board with me. And so a couple of days later I came back. I don't know if there's anything in the world as desolate, as dismal, as dead-looking as an abandoned oil well rig. There it stands like a skeleton off on a deserted side road and the bare yellow hills surrounding it, and it's the deadest thing you ever saw. I sat in my car for a long time looking at it. Everything was just the way we'd left it. I looked in at the floor. The smashed traveling block was there alongside the rotary table. There was a little mutter of steam from the boiler. That was all. Then I heard a tinkle of something as it hit the ground alongside me. I looked around. There wasn't a soul in sight. But at my feet was the gold ring that Billy Grunwald and I had found in a core of rock that came from a mile underground and from 1,000,000 years ago in time. And I heard a little sound. The sound of a kid crying. And there wasn't any kid up there. And I heard it again, and it came from above my head, and I took out my revolver. I loaded it carefully. I started up the ladder to the foible board.
Dude, blow that ghost kid away.
No, there wasn't anything up there, nothing I could see. There was a voice crying. The voice of a little kid. And then there was a movement behind the rack of drill pipes, and I saw the pipe move, and I yelled, "Come out of there, whoever you are! Come out or I'll start shooting!" And the stand of pipe shivered, and I thought, What can it be that can handle that heavy pipe like jack straws? And then there was a crash. The whole stand of pipe fell over, and I just got out of the way in time. And I was alone on the forward board with the thing. But I couldn't see it. I felt the platform tremble under my feet again as something moved toward me. I fired 2 or 3 shots. And nothing happened. I started backwards. I knew it was following me because I could hear it meowing like a cat. My feet tripped over something. I saw it was a big can of red lead that somebody had left up there. Without thinking, I picked it up and I threw it at the sound, and it splashed. And there it was. And I wish the face of a little girl, frightened, crying with hunger and terror. Hands like a human being, and a finger missing from the left hand. And the body. I'll not tell you about that. I told you how I'm scared of spiders. But I knew where it came from. It had come from the bowels of the earth, come riding up on the drill pipe as we yanked it out of the well. Come to an alien world, and was lost. It stood there dripping with red paint, blood red from head to foot like some horrible dream. And it put its hand on my arm. Its hand was stone. Living, moving stone. And it looked into my eyes and mewed like a lost kitten. "20 years ago, I discovered many things about it, what it used for food, that it was deaf, that it was invisible and couldn't see people when it was invisible, that if you sprayed it with mud or paint, or grease paint, makeup, then it could see people. And believe me, I didn't want to see its body. I can see that in my nightmares. But its face, I can't help wanting to see that pathetic little girl face. I'm afraid maybe I've fallen. But it's very beautiful. And when it's well made up, it's... But making it up, rubbing grease paint on a stone face that looks at you and smiles, and it makes sounds like a lost kitten yet. I can disguise the body in long dresses. She can't hear very well, and when she's hungry, I have to stay out of her way. I found out what she likes to eat, remember? No, sit still.
Pork chops?
Sit still, do. Sit still or I'll have to shoot you. I want you to meet my wife. Or rather, my wife wants to meet you. Mike? Mike?
Oh my God, from the beginning.
There she is. Come on in, dear.
Oh my fucking God. What the fuck?
The title of tonight's Quiet Please story is The Thing on the Furble Board. It was written and directed by Wyllis Cooper and featured Ernest Chappell. And Dan Sutter played Billy Grunwald. Pat O'Malley was Ted.
Whoa.
And
whoa,
Cecil Roy
whoa.
was also a member of the cast.
Holy shit.
As usual, music for Quiet Please is played by Albert Berman. Sound?
I don't know exactly what happened.
Albert April.
That was some seriously bizarre shit.
Well,
Holy fuck.
I'm reasonably sure that all the characters in tonight's stories were completely fictional. At least I, for one, hope so.
I hope so too.
Next week, the story is called Presto Changeo, I'm sure.
And so until next week at the same time,
Yeah.
I am quietly yours, Ernest Chappell.
Wow. That was
This
really...
program was heard in Canada through the
That was-
facilities of the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation.
That was pretty crazy.
Actual broadcasting system.
That one felt very H.P. Lovecraft though, like sort of like a build up. And I like the fact that it's Lovecraftian but
Quiet,
not the
please.
same. All right, so I'm going to jump to Other Side of the Stars, I think.
Listen to Drew Pearson tonight on ABC. This is ABC, the American Broadcasting Company.
Quiet, please. Quiet, please.
Wow, that is warbly. Let's just check real quick the other one here. I want to just hear if it's as noisy.
Teleportation.
Nope, I think Northern Lights. We'll do Quiet Please Northern Lights because I think it's going to be a little less noisy because that first one, Nothing Behind the Door, was pretty rough on the
Quiet,
noise.
please.
Try this one out.
Quiet, please.
It was like a camping ghost story, wasn't it? I really don't know how to explain what happened in the last one, Bucky, but it was sort of like an invisible alien cannibal child, widow spider, blood dripping, wife, woman, child, pedophilia thing happened.
Quiet, please.
Do you feel
which
like I
is written and
summarized it
directed
well?
by Wyllis Cooper, and which features Ernest Chappell. Quiet, please,
Jesus
for today
Christ.
is called Northern Light. This is a story about the temporal displacement of mass. It is also a story about teleportation. Do you know what those terms mean? No, I didn't think you did, but you stay right where you are, my charming friend, and you're quite likely to find out. You just stay right there and listen. I'll tell you everything you want to know.
Oh, cool. There's actually
maybe-
scripts for these. Neat.
Well, maybe a couple of things you're not terribly anxious to know. Ever see the Northern Lights?
Exactly, Gaetano.
Aurora Borealis is their right name. You don't see them very often below the 50th parallel of latitude in this country, but up in northern Minnesota, in Canada, upper New York, places like that, they're quite
Places
common
you
at the
should
winter
never
months.
go.
If you've seen them, you know what they look like. If you haven't, there's no use my trying to describe them. Sometimes they fill the whole northern sky with waves of color, like a fire burning way beyond the horizon. Sometimes they're just long streamers of fire filling up the whole sky. And another time they look like gigantic, fringed curtains of pure light,
That's a great idea,
swaying
Squid.
as if some cold cosmic breeze plucked at them, way far off there to the north.
I'm curious, has anybody in the chat actually
And you can
seen the
hear 'em, too,
Aurora
sometimes.
Borealis?
Well, maybe not exactly hear them, but there's a sound, a humming, a crackling somewhere inside your head. And there are times when you'd swear it's a voice talking to you. Talking in some kind of strange language you can almost understand.
Really? That's so cool,
Filling your
Ryan.
whole being with a kind of desperate, inescapable terror. You know what I mean? At night, in the cold night, voices talking and saying things to you that you can almost understand, filling the night sky with signs and portents of inescapable terror. And nobody in the whole world knows what they are, nobody in this world at least, except me. And after I get done talking to you,
There's a
you'll
bit
know
of
too.
Goldblum in there.
And you won't be happy.
The stories
Let
and
me
the
show you
acting are
something
awesome,
now.
but the organ
This
is where it's
from a
at.
recording I made on, December 13th, 1948, a little more than a month and a half ago. I started the recorder while Norman and I were just about finished with our work that afternoon here in the laboratory. I just set the microphone on top of the file cabinet there and turned on the machine. Listen, I'm going to play it back for you. The quality isn't so very good, but you can recognize my voice and Norman's, I think. Here.
I got the call. Rewound now, I guess.
Did you test it?
How can I test it when I said I just got it rewound?
Well, hurry up. It's almost 6 o'clock.
Yeah. Well, it's dark and I didn't realize the time.
Hurry up.
I'm hurrying. Be a display tonight, you suppose?
How do I know? Been a display the last 3 nights.
Well, that was a dinger last night, wasn't it?
Yeah, the machine wasn't ready.
Hey, listen, now, do you think you can do better than I can? Ouch!
What's the matter?
Oh, I stuck my finger.
Where'd you put the copper sulfate?
Up above the sink.
Huh?
Copper sulfate will turn fire green, right?
What are you doing?
Testing the coil.
How's it?
it looks okay. Hey, wait a minute. Yeah, it's okay.
I'll be right with you.
Need to turn that Christmas bundle
okay,
thing
well,
off. It's almost
what are you going to
fucking
say?
February.
You try my cigarette lighter. That won't work anyway. I won't miss it if we don't get it back.
I don't know how the thing will work when the northern lights aren't shining.
Well, maybe they are shining. Turn off the room light. Let's see.
All right.
Pretty early,
What's the matter?
Hey, look.
Ah, there is nice. Oh, boy, that's fine. The whole sky. Look, blue and yellow. See, I never saw those long fringes.
Never the same.
I'll say, you turn on the recorder?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's turning over. Let's see. Now is the time for all good men to come to the aid of their party.
Now, leave it alone. You about ready now?
What's funny about the aurora?
Northern Lights?
Listen to this
What's
part
funny?
closely, friend.
Oh, I don't know.
Remember what I told you.
You can almost hear the darn things. Not hear them, I mean, but it's kind of like somebody talking to you in a language you can almost understand. I don't know. I mean, you ever notice it?
Sure. High frequencies, I guess.
That is one seriously
Awful lot
perverted
we don't
bitch.
understand.
Look,
Anonymous, thank you very much for $6.66 donation. I appreciate it very much.
I know you're not. Just say what you see so we'll have an accurate record.
Okay. Now?
Go ahead.
This is an experiment in the temporal displacement of a solid object. In other words, the first actual demonstration of a time machine, if it works.
It'll work
Whoa.
all right. Go on.
Paul is now placing his old beat-up cigarette lighter on the stage of the hypercucambulator, and he is now setting the microchronometer to determine how far into the future he's going to send the lighter. Well, how far, Paul?
10 seconds.
10 seconds. At the end of that time, if our calculations are correct, and we hope they are, the cigarette lighter will reappear. In that period of time, it will have been into the future.
Time travel is easy and never has negative repercussions,
We
Chris.
just have to wait that much longer for time to catch up with it and make it reappear. But 10 seconds...
Absolutely the past to see
well,
dinosaurs.
We can prove
about
our
you
point by
guys?
saying it 10 seconds into the future just as well as 10 years ahead, and this way we don't have to wait so long. Hey, how am I doing, Paul?
Go into your commercial.
When Paul presses the little button, the cigarette lighter will turn to nothing.
That's not right.
I'm about to turn to nothing after that last one.
Yeah. Well, now,
What's going to happen?
Mr. Paul McGillicuddy, a famous mad scientist, is about to press the big old button and send his lighter into the future. You ready, Paul?
Here we go. Stand by. Look, Norm.
By golly, it is gone. It just disappeared. Bang, like that.
Yeah,
You want to
George.
close to the mic, Paul, so to record.
Yeah. There isn't a sign of the
Yes,
lighter.
Gaetano,
The
not to
little
sell
stage on
the
which
game
Paul
shop,
placed it is
stop
empty,
shares.
And it should appear again in just a second if it really did work. 3, 2, 1.
It's back. It's back, Norm.
It worked. We made it. Oh, man, let's see if it's all right. Oh, Jack. Oh,
Seems like something the amazing James Randi could bust.
Ooh, here. Take it, Paul. Take it. It's freezing cold. What do you know?
Look, the darn thing's like a piece of ice.
Fucking laser
What
guns.
ridiculous do you suppose it's been in that 10 seconds?
No, wait, friend. That's not the
right.
payoff
You
yet.
said only in the future.
Listen.
And time's caught up with it. It's back, but...
Hey, Paul, look. Where did that come from?
What?
There on the stage where the lighter was. Where'd that come from? In the middle of winter.
What is it?
It's a caterpillar, Paul. A brown and black caterpillar.
Where do you suppose it came from? Well, it wasn't there.
I'll tell you where it came from, Paul.
What?
It
The
came
future
from
of the
the same
past.
place where the cigarette lighter went.
What are you talking about?
Well, feel it, Paul. Feel its fur. See? It's as cold as ice, too.
Caterpillar was cold
A
as ice?
caterpillar. A little brown and black caterpillar, the kind they call woolly bears. You know, larva of the tiger moth, the Icea Isabella.
Strapped
In
with a
the dead
laser
of
gun
winter and as cold as ice.
from the future.
Where did it come from? Huh? You want to know.
I do want to know.
Incidentally, you know, the old-timers say that the woolly bear caterpillar is a weather prophet. If the brown bands on his fur are narrow, there's a severe winter ahead. If they're wide, it's going to be a mild winter. Yeah, maybe. This one, you could hardly see the brown bands. Tough weather ahead, that's what the old-timers would say. But where'd she come from? She wasn't there when we put the cigarette lighter on the stage. When time caught up again, there she was. She? Sure, Isabella. I see her. Isabella. I told you, remember? Well, she was wiggling happily when she arrived from somewhere in the future. But as she warmed up, she seemed to go into a trance, almost a death-like trance. So Norman said, put her in the deep freeze. Maybe she'll come to again in the cold. So we put her in the deep freeze. And in half an hour, when we looked in at her, she was wiggling happily. At 10 degrees below zero, Fred.
It would have been a move, Gaetano.
My goodness, she should have been frozen solid. Well, nothing special happened for a couple of days. Last I remember was a month and a half ago, December 13th, 1948. Where were you on the night of December 18th? Saturday night, a week before Christmas. I'd been Christmas shopping in the afternoon, I remember. I came back to the laboratory to check up on some stuff, and Norman was there, fiddling with things. Hi, Norm, I said. How's Isabella?
You know something funny, Paul?
What's the matter with you?
Well, me?
You look so pale. You sick? Eat something disagreed with you?
Paul, Isabella's singing.
Singing what? Isabella's singing? You're dotty.
She's singing. The caterpillar's singing.
Not tap dancing, I hope.
I'm not kidding you.
Oh, cut it out.
Open the deep freeze and listen.
You've been at the C2H50H?
I haven't had a drink since Thursday night.
Well, now, what?
Open the deep freeze and listen.
No kidding?
No kidding.
Well, we don't know where she came from. I won't be surprised at anything. Hello, Isabella.
Hey, don't do that.
What's the matter? Afraid she'll answer me back?
Well, I don't know what.
Hello, Isabella. I hear you singing.
I told you, Paul.
I don't hear anything.
Now, listen, Paul. I haven't lost my button. I've been hearing it all afternoon. I couldn't figure out what was doing it, and then I noticed it was louder alongside the deep freeze here. So I opened it up and stuck my head inside, and it was coming from her.
Yeah. What does it sound like, Norm?
Well, I don't know. Only it's kind of like A-E-I.
A-E-I?
Oh,
Didn't she say A-E-I-O-U and sometimes W-Y?
Now, don't rib me. I tell you, I heard it.
I think you better take a Christmas vacation, Norm.
I'm not.
I know, kid, I know, but listen, we've been playing around with some pretty deep cosmic secrets, you and me. We've managed temporal displacement, which nobody in the world has ever done, see? Maybe we both need a rest.
You know what I think, Paul?
What?
I think we've managed teleportation, too, and we don't know it.
Teleportation? You mean like Charles Fort talks about?
I mean transporting tangible objects from one place to another without any mechanical means.
Electronically?
I don't know, Paul. All I know is that cigarette lighter was someplace where it was awful cold. And it wasn't cold here in this room.
Well...
And where did that caterpillar come from?
I don't know.
It came from wherever that cigarette lighter went, Paul.
But where?
I don't know, somewhere. And you know what? I'm going to find out where it came from.
You are? And how, may I ask you?
I'm going to modify this gadget of ours, this hypercucambulator, so that it'll carry a man. And then, my dear boss, I'm going to sit down in it and have you send me out there somewhere in time and space and come back and tell you all about it.
That's all for tonight, Bud.
What?
Come on, I'll take you out and buy you a drink.
I'm not fooling, Paul.
Okay, you're not fooling, Norm. Get your hat and coat and come on. I prescribe hot-buttered rum.
Well...
Turn off the lights.
Will you listen to me for a minute?
Turn off the lights. I want hot-buttered rum.
Okay.
Gosh, look out of that window.
The northern lights. Oh, they're really bright tonight.
They sure are.
Look how they pulse. Up, down. Up, down.
Norm.
Up. What?
Look at the deep freeze there in the dark.
What about?
You see it?
Light, Paul. Light. It's...
I see it, Norm. It's right in step with the northern lights.
And the same colors. Red, red. Blue, blue. Up, down, up.
Coming from the deep freeze where our little friend Isabella was singing to you. Now, what do you...
Paul, listen.
I don't...
Listen.
Whoa. Thank God for that fucking organ, though.
We never did get that hot-buttered rum. We stayed there in the laboratory for a long time, listening to the voice of the thing in the box, endlessly repeating A-E-I-O-U, the vowel sounds of our speech, and watching the light that...
Is it learning how to speak?
In perfect rhythm with the flickering of the northern lights we watched through the window. And we thought long, long thoughts that I don't remember any too clearly now. I do know we both of us thought of ways to perfect our little mechanism, our time machine. Our machine that brought back a little cold brown and black caterpillar from somewhere. And when it was morning, and the lights had faded from the northern skies, we found that our machine was very different. The stage where we found the caterpillar was larger now.
It's like the caterpillar slash girl is learning how to speak English? Question mark?
Norman, I said. What did we do last night?
I don't know for sure, Paul.
Did we rebuild that thing? Make it larger?
I don't know. I think I dreamed I was working on it. I think I hit my finger with a hammer.
I see. Thumb's all bruised. Certainly looks it.
Well, nobody could have gotten in here. The door's locked.
The machine's certainly different.
This coil I fixed, look. It's rewound different. Did I do that?
My head hurts.
Yeah, mine too.
I don't get it.
I don't either. I wish I could.
Listen, Norm.
What?
Maybe we did change it.
But well, how could we have done all that by ourselves?
I got an idea.
What?
Why, maybe Isabella helped us.
The caterpillar? Oh,
let's see, shall we?
Open the deep freeze.
Well, I opened it. It was empty. There wasn't any brown and black caterpillar in the deep freeze.
What?
I took a flashlight and looked over every inch of it.
What?
We stood there and looked at each other. For a whole minute. Norman said, well. I just shook my head. We went over and sat down. All of a sudden I said, I found her, Norman. And there she was. There was little Isabella, the caterpillar, crumpled up, stone dead on the floor of the laboratory.
Oh, not Isabella,
well,
the stone caterpillar.
Caterpillars have little tiny paws. And one of Isabella's paws was the end of a long piece of wire that ran up to the generator coil.
Well, how did she get out?
And I said the thing couldn't be opened from the inside. I said it was fastened down tight when I took the lid off just now.
But she did get out.
Maybe she did help us, Norm, I said. And he just sat there and stared at me. And I got up and put on my overcoat.
Where are you going? Where are you going, Paul?
I said, I'm going to find out something, Norman. Where I'm going, it's cold, I said. I know that, and I'm going to find out what's been going on and where that caterpillar came from. Norm goggled at me. I stepped on the stage of the machine that was to take me away somewhere in time and space. I said, Norm, turn it on. Finally, he reached over and touched the switch. He didn't say a word. And I braced myself. I nodded at him. Go ahead, I said. And he pressed the switch. And nothing happened at all. Nothing. Why?
I know, Paul, I know. It's daylight, and there aren't any northern lights.
Well, it was just as well. I had a chance to think about it a little, and I realized that just an overcoat wouldn't do me any good where I might be going. And so when it was dark night again and the northern lights were flickering and dancing in the sky, I put on a high-altitude aviator suit that had its own source of heat supply. Norman shook his head as I got back on the stage. Nodded for him to press the switch.
That's a fucking horrible sound.
Cold. You've never been cold, friend. Dark. You wouldn't know how dark it can get. And then I was standing on an immense plain that stretched so far into the distance, a plain of snow and eternal ice. A dead, cold, white world with the blackest sky above me. And the northern lights reached from horizon to horizon. Even through the high-altitude suit, I could feel a biting cold. And I was afraid. Shivering, abjectly afraid. The streamers of the northern lights reached down toward me and wrapped about me. I heard the sound of voices screaming into my mind. I could understand them. I wished heartily I'd never played around with cosmic forces. I yelled inside the heavy helmet. I yelled, Norman! Norman, bring me back! And there was nobody to hear me. No, I don't know where I was. Another planet. Maybe the North Pole. Maybe the lights were all around me. Maybe that's where it was. But it was the most terrible, awful, cold, lonely place you could imagine in 100 years. The lights, the flickering, living lights crawled over me and beat at me. I could almost understand what they were saying. And then the crash. The sudden blackness. I was standing again in the laboratory I'd left only a few short seconds ago, and Norman was tearing at the fastenings of my suit and beating at me with both hands. I wondered what in the world he was doing until I got the helmet off. He was brushing caterpillars off me. Thousands of cold, freezing cold, brown and black Isabella caterpillars. I was in bed for a week or more. I don't know how long. Wherever it was I'd been, I'd nearly frozen to death in those short seconds. And at last, I was able to come back to the laboratory. I sat there that night with Norman. And outside the windows, the northern lights were brighter than they'd ever been before. Purple, green, yellow, black lights even. And there was a new rhythm tonight. A kind of code, almost words, thoughts. Not quite formed, and yet curiously disturbing. Norman, though, didn't seem to be as disturbed as I was. He just sat quietly and looked at me.
Where did those caterpillars come from, Paul?
I don't know. Where I was, that's all I know.
Did they attack you, or?
I don't know. They came from the lights.
The lights?
The northern lights. Where are they, Norman?
The caterpillars?
Yes. Where are they?
In the deep freeze, where Isabella was.
Poor Isabella.
What's the matter with you, Paul?
I'm listening.
Listening to what?
Well, don't you hear them?
I don't hear anything.
Don't you?
I don't hear anything.
Well, listen. Listen.
I don't hear anything.
Turn on the recording machine. I want to see if we could pick up their voices.
There isn't anything,
Turn it
Paul.
on. Turn it on. I want a recording. Quick. Quick, Norman. They're talking to us. Listen, friend. I want to play you another recording. This is what came out of our tape recorder that night when I was listening to the voices. And Norman couldn't hear anything. Just listen.
I still don't hear anything, Paul.
Be still. Listen.
I tell you,
Listen.
What's that?
Look at the deep freeze.
The top's coming open. Look at the light around it, Paul.
Be quiet. Watch.
How did they... Good Lord, look. The caterpillars are coming out, Paul. Look at them. There's millions of them.
Be still, Norman.
But Paul, your voice.
Be still, I said.
What's the matter with your voice?
We want to talk to you.
You what? You said we.
Why, of course, Norman. We.
Who for the...
It is Paul's voice, Norman. Paul's voice. Voice. But it is not Paul speaking. Listen. We speak to you.
Paul.
Not Paul. We, the people of the lights. We from the cold. We are speaking to you with Paul's voice.
I tell you that...
Paul's voice will tell you what to do when the time comes, Norman. We go to the machine now. Paul's mind is ours for a little time now. We go to the machine. The machine that brought us to your world from the world of the lights.
Who are you?
Who? The people of the lights. To take over this world of yours. Only this world of yours is so hot. We must have the cold world. And we know how to make it cold.
What's the matter, Paul? Paul!
So hot.
No.
Quick, Norman. Turn on the machine. Send us to places in your world. No, our world. Hurry. So hot. Hurry. So hot.
Paul!
Hurry. Hurry. Turn on the machine.
That's the end of the recording. No, I don't know. I don't have any recollection of it at all. But the recording's there, isn't it? That must be what happened. Anyway, when I woke up, Norman was gone, and there were no caterpillars in the place here. And our machine that took people and things away into time and space, was wrecked. I don't know what became of it. You heard what they said about my voice. They're going to take over this world and make it a cold world, like the one they came from. Wherever that is. And wherever they went. No, I don't know where they went, where the machine sent them. I do have ideas. Yes. Are you cold? It's freezing in here. And just for example, you read the papers? Look at the newsreels. Did you see the pictures of the snow in Los Angeles? In subtropical Los Angeles, where it hasn't snowed for so many years? I wondered about it, too. I wonder if anybody saw any brown and black woolly bear caterpillars in Los Angeles. Larvae of the tiger moth I see, Isabella.
Was very Twilight Zone-y, but also fucking, I guess, cosmic horror still, in the sense that it's like...
The title of today's Quiet Please story is Northern Lights.
Things from another place.
And directed by Wyllis Cooper. The man who spoke to you was Ernest Chappell.
And my laboratory assistant, Norman, was played by Dan Sutter. The voices of Isabella and her friends was that of Cecil Roy.
Wow.
As usual, music for Quiet Please is played by Albert Berman. Now, for a word about next week, our writer-director, my good friend, Wyllis Cooper.
Thank you for listening to Quiet Please.
That was something. Just cheesy? Well, I mean, that's okay. I think that one was probably the least scary of them all, just because of the nature of it being like... more of a, I don't know, caterpillars from space alien caterpillars. I don't know. But overall, I really enjoy. I liked it too. Overall, I really enjoy SCUM Scary Movie or Scary Story Night. There's just like something about these old radio dramas that are so exciting. I gotta change the gate on my mic real quick. I changed it so that if I was typing that it wouldn't let as much through, but should be better now. But yeah, I think there's something so evocative about the sound of the old noise. It was a shame that the first one was a little too noisy to really make out every word, but you know, that's recordings from the 40s. It's like we hope something like that survives this long. So they're really good. More sci-fi. Yeah, these were more sci-fi. I like these a lot too. So I really think the Scary Story Night's really fun. I know it's not everybody's favorite because it's not a movie, right? So something nice about a movie being on a TV screen and you can watch it. And there is, you know, I have to be a little bit more quiet during these because I don't want to talk over the plot. But I like these, and it seems like a lot of you guys like these. So I want to keep doing these. And with that, I'm going to announce that I found a trove of radio dramas with Vincent Price in them, which is everybody's favorite actor on the channel. So assuming this video gets as good of a response, or I feel like we've already got as good enough a response that it's worth trying out. But yeah, I mean, I think it's worth giving it a shot and seeing how that goes. I love Daddy Price. So yeah, I thought these were really good. And there are more Be Quiet radio dramas, but I might go through and try to. The thing is, I don't want to listen to them and not be surprised by them, but I also want to vet them for quality after this one. But yeah, Vincent Price is definitely, those will be really good. Good night, Eric. So anyways, yeah, so you guys, thank you so much for all of your support, for everybody who donated tonight. That was really awesome to see so many donations. You guys are all great. Next week, I'm gonna have Jackie Daggers on, and we're gonna rewatch Vampire, one of my absolute, I mean, kind of in a way, my favorite Scum movie we've watched. Just an absolutely gorgeous gothic, like, transition from silent movie to sound, because it had sound, but they still had the title cards like a silent movie. It's just a really dark, fucking dreamy, nightmarish, dark German 1930s film. So like pre-World War II. It's like very unnerving, and I love it. So I'm gonna have Jackie on for that, for Scum Movie Rewind, where we rewatch a movie that we've already seen. Really exciting about that. Yes, Jackie's gonna be on next week, Wednesday at 9. So it's really great. Yeah, no, Amanda, I think so too. I really enjoyed tonight, and I think we're gonna keep we're gonna keep doing these because I think we get a really good response for these. So next month we'll do the ones with Vincent Price. So thank you very much, Stephen and Kelly. It's good to see you guys. So yeah, I think that's it for tonight. But I love you all, and I hope you have a majestic evening. Thank you so much. How do I shut the stream off? I'm so confused. Ah, there it is. Okay, bye guys.